Hi, I'm Rick. No, not that Rick. I'm a player, a backer of Starcitizen, and also a fourth wall breaker. I'm a simple man. I wear code blue apparel and custom build duds. I believe in the transitionalist party, but moving the UEE score to Terra 3 will just make us lose more system to Vandal clans. Important people must be near the danger to assure real safety for citizens. I'm the Space Veterinary Doctor. It is the best profession for xenobiology studies. We deal with life domesticated life, bioengineered life, exotic, wild, and also alien life, all from micro to macro. I'm investigating xenomedicines and its uses to improve quality of life for citizens all around the world. So, a little bit of myself. After my equivalency, I went to the Quasi Institute for Xenological Studies, and there I took my graduation in veterinary medicine. I'm Gauss 1, born and raised, but I live in crime. Next, I took a residency at the Scaliger School of Medicine, focused on cybernetic limb rehabilitation. I was inspired by Dr. Brentworth's work on prosthetics and rehabilitation guidelines. I was also inspired by Dr. Ariel Roof's work focused on nerve degeneration and the causes of implant failure. I was inspired by Raman Cohen, a person with almost xi'an DNA, and I was taught by the great monks of Litova about the xi'an's conjuncture of the verse. So, I've been around, mostly Gauss and Terra. I would visit the University of Percy sometimes, but I've also been into xi'an space. In the Rilla system, I visited the planet Charvu, and in the city of Yari, I've seen some things that I can't even speak of. In the planet Xi, I've met some UEE expatriates, well, the descendants, on the city of Karelia, and there I had first-hand experience with the xi'an's arts of healing. I've been to Kaipua as well, the center of Litova, and there I had long meditation and talks with the xi'an monk. I've also been to Levski, and there I had a very long talk with Reko Batali. So why am I here? I'm here to report my findings to all Spectrum, since the UEE haven't taken account of my game idea post that I've made on Spectrum some years ago. I've went off to investigate xenomedicines. Working away from central systems made me realize how the lack of resources becomes the main ingredient for innovation. The results of some recent issues regarding TREchoes strive me to contemplate how important it is to spread this knowledge to all citizens, especially for those away from UEE support. But first, we must address the storm in the hangar. And what is this storm in the hangar? Citizens now Regen. It is the greatest social cultural change in history. Now there is an integrity value score attached to their DNA's imprint on the Ibrahim sphere. And if in the past we had prejudice against skin color, against religion, against gender, nowadays we have prejudice against low IVS people, with the main biased opinion being that a low IVS means a high rate of cycles, which is a lie, and also that the use of cybernetics made people think that the IVS is related to TREchoes, which is not. The end result of years of research and the creation of advanced xenomorphic materials inspired by the capture Vandal technology, the innovative Ibrahim spheres allows for complete biogenetic imprints to be made of a person. Far beyond just DNA and mental scans, the imprint captures a complete version of someone's, including their memories and even their personality. The most surprising thing, however, is that the imprint does not remain static after it's made. People will ask each other what cycle they are on to inquire how many times they have been regenerated. People are sometimes impressed by how long others have gone without needing a regen. The longer the gap, the more memories and experiences will be lost. Frequent imprinting is strongly encouraged. After the Ibrahim sphere and the imprint, the next thing needed is the regen process itself, which is composed by two pillars: the advanced progenerative distillate, the base material from which cells, tissues, and organs can be bioprinted, and the bioprinters themselves, which are full-size medical immersion chambers capable of handling much more serious wounds, outfitted with technology to rebuild tissue, replace blood, and perform other operations through advanced 3D printing technology. Calliope Systems is even capable of completely reconstructing a person's appearance, Well, I don't know if you realize, but Calliope's potential goes way beyond just appearance. So, do you want to see a person being bioprinted? Do you have footage of a person being bioprinted? Let's get it. Let's put it there. Can you show it to them? Okay.
This is one of the earliest bioprinters. You can see its systems reading the Ibrahim sphere's imprint. Now, as you can see here, the advanced progenerative distillate is going to be pumped into the bioprinter. Now, we can see the body taking shape. At first, the bone core and the medullus are bioprinted. After this process, the mesodermis is applied.
Processando o tecido.
By its final step, the outermost layer of the body develops into skin.
10 segundos para a proteção ultravioleta.
Última fase. As células estão sendo bombardeadas por átomos solares que forçam o corpo a reagir para se proteger. A pele está crescendo.
Ótimo.
You need to understand that after the body is bioprinted, it is merely a meat sack.
Reconstrução.
There is no life in it whatsoever. And this is where the Vandu technology magic happens. You see, for a body to regain life, you need to imprint all of its cells with the DNA stored in the Ibrahim sphere at the same time. The first regens were messy. It was after a lot of trouble that we realized that we need the patients to be in a comatose state while they're being imprinted and revived. Just then, patients were able to wake up from the regen process just as if they were waking up from a deep sleep.
Dr. Ibrahim. That's a name you don't want to forget. Finding a way to restore mental capacity to patients. In 2932, was invited by the UAE to study capture Vandal biogenetic scanning technology. In 2946, military intelligence allowed Dr. Ibrahim to unlock the full potential of the technology. At first, TREchoes left Dr. Ibrahim feeling dismayed. The breakthrough came when the Ibrahim spheres were paired with new groundbreaking tech developed under military contract by Biotic Corp. And in 2949, the first successful regeneration of a human occurred using rapid bioprinting technology created by Biotic Corp, and the imprint information stored on the Ibrahim sphere. The Ibrahim spheres were made public so that multiple companies could produce the scanners and the bioprinters needed. It was costly, but even the lowliest space station is equipped. Billions of lives have been saved. So we came all the way from
2 billion souls in the system hang in the balance.
all the way to
The regen has always been the strategy.
the use of cybernetics. Well, before the Ibrahim sphere and bioprinters, people with disabilities would go through Dr. Brentworth's rehabilitation programs within Brentworth's facilities, using cybernetics with pride. But after the Biotic Corps and the bioprinters, all limbs, organs, and senses can be regenerated, even if you don't die. So why use cybernetics then? People now question the intentions that lies within individuals with cybernetics. Cybernetics, in my opinion, was and still is just a palliative measure in the matter. For TREchoes, on the other hand, but more on that later. It is important to note that not all spheres are made equal. Higher quality spheres are better able to preserve the imprints and cause less trauma during the regeneration process, allowing for more cycles before viability failure. However, testing has shown that the higher quality the medical equipment and sphere, the less severe the impact of echoes will be. Using higher quality imprints and equipment helps prolonging a patient's IVS. When a major traumatic event occurs, such as death or even regeneration itself, the psychological impact of it can sometimes be strong enough to permanently alter the imprint. Echoes are the reason why patients may regenerate bearing the scars and wounds of how they died, and why only one copy of a person can exist at a time. Regeneration itself also creates echoes. So, according to the UEE, if you have a high AVS plus high-end equipment, you have a healthy imprint. Whereas if you have a low IVS and low-end equipment, you have an unhealthy imprint, which decays a lot faster per cycle. They are equally capable of generating TREchoes. We had cases with healthy imprints issuing a TREcho on the first cycle. The person was unlucky that the gene segment affected by the death's trauma was related to a recessive key gene primer, which in return compromised the whole key gene segment related to that specific body region. Another thing that has been regarded as a circumstance for TREchoes occurrences is the body distances from the Ibrahim sphere's imprint by the time of death. Now, if the IVS isn't responsible for TREchoes, let's look at some of the factors that may be. First of all, the materials used on the Ibrahim sphere's manufacture. Could it set the IVS decay per cycle? The imprints decay over time. Remember, frequent imprinting. Also, the viable distance from the Ibrahim sphere before the imprint starts to desync. The TREchoes chance. And what is the Ibrahim sphere's size? Also, is it even a sphere? I don't know if citizens are allowed to see this picture, but I've bet my quasi-grazers that this is an Ibrahim sphere. And I'm almost sure that the Okuri right there will be the regenerator later on. Next, you have your scanning equipment, and how good they are based off its potency and resolution could determine the imprint's decay over time too, the speed to imprint, the IVS decay per cycle, and what are the odds of a TREcho. And last but not least, the bioprinters themselves. And regarding those, I think that the progenerative distillate quality will imply in the quality of the body being imprinted. Is every cell imprinted with the owner's DNA? And what about the computers on those bioprinters? Could they set the speed to produce a body? Could the bioprinter's accuracy, could the bioprinter's precision count for the IVS decay per cycle? What about the TREcho chance? All these differences between materials and equipment could define how many times you can regen. We could be talking about 500 to 5,000 cycles until wiping. And that begs the question, do pirates have access to healthy imprints? Do law-abiding settlers have access to healthy imprints? Is it hard to sort them out in unclaimed systems? What about places not controlled by the UEE within the UEE? Your avatar's memories had to be passed on. No point in making a biological copy if they can't remember anything. How your avatar perished should be reflected in their new body. If you got blown up, we wanted to see those scars and cybernetic limbs. Moving forward, all lore should hopefully correctly incorporate the history of regeneration and its effects on the lives of the people living in the UEE and beyond.